Welcome to Matters of the Heart podcast with Rashonda, Thursday's Tip Edition. Do you need some advice? Need some ideas to improve a specific situation, whether in the world around you or just an individual fix? Well, that's what Thursday's Tip is all about. I don't just tell you how to do it, but I'll always offer a couple of tips on things you can do to succeed in the process. Thursday's tips are geared towards making us feel empowered, starting from the inside out. So, what are you waiting for? Come on in and let me share a couple of tips with you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday's Tip episode. This is the Matters of the Heart podcast. I talk about inspiration, motivation, wellness, and mind peacefulness here. I share experiences, advice, and knowledge to help you and myself improve our life and learn more. The content is always 100% positive, and your cheerful host on this beautiful journey, well, that would be me, Rashonda. Welcome again. Listen, if this is your first time, second time, or 16th time listening to the podcast, thank you so much. I'm glad you're here and took the time to stop by and sit a while with me. I truly appreciate your time. The month of May is here. Is it me, or is time flying by just a little too quickly? I feel like I'm reliving the year 2019 all over again. So during that year, I was looking forward to moving, and I was such in a hurry to get out of the place that I was living in because it was a wreck. And so I was so looking forward to moving to this next place, and I rushed the time. And I feel like, that was like my everyday prayer to God. Lord, please bless the day to go by fast. Lord, please bless this month to go by fast. Lord, please bless next month to go by fast, because I was just looking to get into my new digs, okay? And it seemed like ever since I did that, the years just seemed like it just has taken flight. And let's not even speak of the pandemic. Can you believe that it's been 2 years since the pandemic? Where has time gone? I'm telling you, it is going so fast. I feel like we all have whiplash. I know I do. I know you do too. So please join me in saying, please slow down, 2022. We're not in a rush. Like, really? Like, I don't want to go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow and it's Christmas. I don't know about you, but we just had Christmas. I'm not trying to get back into Christmas too soon, okay? Even though Christmas is like one of my favorite holidays, it's just that I'm not trying to do Christmas tomorrow. All right? Anybody else with me? All right. Anywho, on to today's topic, which is I can't ever take a vacation with this job. I can't ever take a vacation with this job. While the months are quickly flying by like a jet and leaving us all with whiplash, what's suddenly coming up is vacation time. May is here and in full bloom, which means the summer months are upon us. It's the time of year where everyone looks forward to taking maybe 1, 2, a week, or a month of vacation off from work. Well, maybe a month is pushing it just a tad. However, if you've been teleworking at home, you still need a vacay, even if it's from those annoying keyboard keys. But what if a vacation is not possible for you? Or what if it is and you come back to work feeling as if you should have never listened to that voice in your head that told you to do it? I got a couple of tips of how I strategically take one after I gave up vacations a long time ago. So I'll be right back. Stay tuned. The summer of 2014, and I had decided to take a 7-day vacation. I had just started a new job the year before, so I didn't get an opportunity to take one that summer, which was the summer of 2013. Besides starting a new job, it's so much to learn, it's so much to do, and it's extremely busy. And this job was both hectic and extremely busy. So the next summer, I said I was going to take me a much needed break. I made sure all my I's were dotted and my T's crossed before leaving. I had people on standby just in case something popped off that was important. I put up my out of office email and I left in peace. While I didn't go anywhere worth talking about, it was all about the fact of just not traveling to work, not answering an email, and dealing with the hustle and bustle of bosses and the workday. I relaxed and felt so juvenated during my time away. That was until I went back into the office, and let's just say I felt like someone had just released the Kraken, okay, on my emails and schedule. You remember that movie Clash of the Titans? I think it came out in like 2016, maybe 2010, I'm not for sure, when he said, release the Kraken. I felt like somebody did that on my email. So the Kraken was like this big, ugly sea monster that was just huge, that just destroyed everything. But anyway, I felt like somebody had released the Kraken, a big monster, over my email and my schedule. What in the heck had just happened? All that peace I felt while being away became a burning furnace of fury when I returned. And that was the moment that did it for me. But before I tell you the rest of the story, I have to share this. Vacations. We need vacations. But can you see why most Americans would rather build up their vacation rather than use it? Because being away is the vacation, but truth be told, we all fear what we will come back to. This is why we have people that work themselves to the bone. So back in December, I had a very important appointment that I had to get scheduled. It was halted because one, no one else could do the scheduling but this particular person. Don't you hate when you go to offices and it's like that? Like nobody else can help you. This is the only person that can do this job. Nobody else in the office or in the world can do it but this one person. And it's like, okay, and they're away. So all right, so I have to wait, a month or two before they get back, before I get help? I was told that they were on vacation and when to call or come in. I had called like quite a few times because I was told that, they'll be back this day. Well, I called that day and I didn't get an answer. And then, I called the next day, still no answer. And so I'm like, okay, well, I know it's maybe something happened or whatever. I was off during that time. So I was like, maybe I should just go in. Maybe I'll be able to, meet with them. Okay, so here we are. They were in and I was happy. Now I could get my appointment scheduled. I waited patiently. I wasn't in a rush because, like I said, I had nowhere to go. I was already off. But when the little yellow sticky was given to the individual with my name on it, this is what I heard. I tell you what, don't ever take a vacation. My lunchtime is going to be late. Like this person was next on my list to call. Why come to my doorstep? When she finally got up to come and call me to her office, her voice was agitated still. I was nice, pleasant, and didn't have an attitude. I could have. But I've been asking God, honestly, to allow me to respond in love and not offense or sarcasm. So I'm still a work in progress on that. But I tried to lighten the air by talking about random things such as the weather and tried to add some humor to the mix. And the mood settled some. The Bible tells us that a soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So I was trying not to stir up any feelings that she was already feeling. When I left, I told her I apologized for ruining her lunch, and which took her by surprise because I don't think she knew I heard every word she said. She told me I just didn't know what she was going through. She took a week's vacation and came back, and it seemed like everything was all happening at once, which I believe because it was the holidays and most people like me were either trying to get in those last surgeries or appointments of the year to meet their deductibles. So I can understand it was a very hectic time. Not that I didn't empathize with her, but I just wanted to make sure, listen, that I got in and I got out. So upon leaving, I asked God to forgive her for the things she said, as I knew she only said them in frustration, because on top of me popping in out of nowhere, she came back to work to a ton of appointments, emails, and everything else she had to schedule within a short period of time, which brought on frustration, chaos, and resentment towards her vacation choice. Have you ever taken a vacation only to come back to work and feel like London's bridge had definitely failed to its demise? I did, and it was no joke. So let me finish the story I started in the beginning. So let's pick up where I left off. After London's bridge completely turned her back on me and decided she wasn't going to get back up, I stopped taking long vacations. I knew I had to come up with a plan that would allow me to take some time off without coming back to work to chaos, and which would lead me to turn in my resignation. Hello. That's when I began to think about those 3-day holidays, such as Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. We get that day off every year, and I know not everybody does. However, I thought I'd use it to my advantage. Now, most jobs will not give you pay if you take the day before or the day off after a holiday. So play your cards right on that one. Usually, if I get the day before, I'm taking the day after and vice versa. I now take my vacations in increments. I love the holidays because we get those days off, but I'm always looking to take 1 day here or 2 days there. And if it's 2 days, I try to make sure it's during a holiday weekend or around a holiday because you just get more days. I also try to make sure if I take a day off that it's during the end of the week and not the top of the week, unless I have a doctor's appointment or something else going on that's very important. Sometimes Monday through Wednesday can be hectic, but as you ease into Thursday, it tends to be a little slower sometimes. I also utilize in taking time off during the day. So if I want to take off and it's planned, then I'll work from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the rest of the day is mine. Sort of feels like a holiday weekend every week when you do that. I know some people that work 10-hour days and get a day off every week, and they love it. It just gives you something to look forward to every single week. And it's all about being very strategic in the time that you take off. Like I said, I usually take my days off around the holidays because let's say you get 3 days off for a holiday. Well, I'll take an extra 2 days. Okay, so that's just 2 days of emails that I have to come back to instead of 5. So it's just about being strategic. Take out your calendar and just look and see what you can do and what you can't do. You know what I mean? So what are you trying to say, Rashonda? I'm glad you asked because, my friend, you need a vacation. Not taking a 7-day back-to-back vacation may be out of the cards for you at the moment. Maybe like me, you've done it before and it wrecked your work life and you said not again. No need to fear because there are ways around it. Have you ever focused on one particular thing so much until you missed other things that were going on around you? Of course you have. We all have. If you focus on the big thing, you'll miss the small stuff. Be creative, and as a friend once told me, plan your work and work your plan. That job will be here, and when we're gone, some people may shed a tear over us and some people may not. And guess what? Next week, your job is posted looking for its next candidate. Jobs vary by the company and who's in charge. Just don't let neither keep you from getting some much needed time for yourself, even if it's for a couple of hours or 1 day. Thinking of you is not selfish. It's actually really, really smart. So get smart, look at your calendar, and figure out a way to take your next staycation or vacation, because just getting a mental break is worth it all. Well, that's all the time I have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and hopefully you got some tips that will help you be very strategic about taking your next vacation, okay? Remember, there's a new podcast episode every first Sunday, which are our hashtag Sunday's Thoughts or a Sunday Word, whichever works best for you. There's also a Thursday's Tip podcast episode every second Thursday of the month. So if you like episodes such as this one, make sure you subscribe. It's totally free, and whatever platform you're listening on will let you know when there's a new episode available. I love to have you over here to chat. Listen, be blessed, and I'll talk to you again soon. That was it for today's episode. I hope you were inspired and feel positive vibes whenever you spend some time with me, Rashonda, and the Matters of the Heart podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to join me next time as we dive deeper into our spiritual, mental, and physical journey. You can follow Matters of the Heart podcast on Facebook to stay tuned for what's coming next. Feel free to share the episodes while you're here. Also, stay with me by subscribing wherever your favorite music and podcast stations reside. And as always, watch your heart, because its actions will follow. Thank you for listening.